We have one more frigid night on tap with lows dropping to the teens and 20s overnight. That doesn't last long. Highs reach the 60s this week. I'll let you know why that won't last very long.
And child rescue, what firefighters are sharing after a dad pulled his child from a frozen pond. Plus, UNC fined how much the Tar Heels have to pay after fans stormed the courts when UNC hit a buzzer beater over Duke in last night's Battle of the Blues.
Live from WRAL News headquarters in Raleigh, your #1 source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
Well, some good news for you here tonight. We have got a temperature change-up on the way. Thank you for joining us. I'm Eric Miller. If you're tired of all that cold, 60s, yes, 60s are coming here soon. Meteorologist Grant Skinner is in the WRL Severe Weather Center with more. Grant, we still have to get through a cold night here first.
Yeah, very chilly overnight with cold temperatures tomorrow morning. We have this upper level high that's going to slowly build into the area by the middle of this week, bringing those warmer temperatures. But for now, we've had this upper level disturbance bringing the possibility for a couple of flurries. The thing is, it's so dry at the surface that we likely didn't see much of any of those. The cloud cover is slowly working its way out of the area, and high pressure will build in, leading to a dry start to the week. Here's Lake Gaston. Look at that. The clouds moving out. Beautiful sunset there. Enjoy it. It's a great night. It's just cold out there. 20s and 30s. 36 in Fayetteville, 31 Raleigh, 29 Rocky Mount, 30 in Roxborough, 26 in South Hill, and all the way through tomorrow morning. Of course, cold for the game this evening. Temperatures in the 20s and 30s, so you want to enjoy it inside. Then 20 by tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. It'll warm up, though. I'll let you know when we reach the 60s, and also when to expect your next rain chance. It's coming up.
Grant, thank you. A child is safe tonight after falling into a pond. This happened at the Laurels Hill Community Center earlier today. Raleigh Fire says the child's father actually rescued that child from the water. Both were able to get out okay. We're still working to learn more about what exactly led up to this incident. One man is in jail tonight after police say he shot and killed a woman in a community center parking lot. Roanoke Rapids police say they got the call around midnight. Officers rushed to the scene and found Priscilla Key shot outside the Kirkwood Adams Community Center. She was taken to the hospital where she later died. The suspect, Willie Holmes, ran from the scene but was later arrested. Police say the two were arguing in the parking lot before the shooting happened. Holmes is charged with murder and possession of a firearm by a felon. He's currently being held without bond. A driver is facing charges tonight after a crash on I-40 near Garner killed a person. It happened overnight on I-40 East at Jones Sausage Road. Troopers say a Lexus ran off the right side of the road and then crashed into a broken-down box truck parked on the shoulder. A passenger in that sedan died. The driver was taken to the WakeMed. The truck driver also went to the hospital, but only with minor injuries. Troopers say both speed and alcohol were factors here. Today, demonstrators gathered in Clayton for an anti-ICE rally. You see them right there. This is one of many that we've seen in our area and across the country in recent weeks. The WRAL's Kirsten Clark was there and has more on the message they shared.
This has gone way too far.
Activist group Indivisible Johnston County organized their second anti-ICE rally in just 3 weeks.
I find the people that I talk to feel like somebody has to listen to me. And that's what you heard today.
One after one, demonstrators climbed a ladder to voice their why, and showing up, signs in hand, frustration in their hearts.
I don't want this to be the country that I live in.
Kathy Kennedy, whose daughter recently lived in Minneapolis, was one of them.
It's just beyond my wildest imagination that this could occur in the United States of America. I'm angry. I'm saddened. I think I run all the gamuts of emotions.
Just days ago, President Trump said that his administration could use a softer touch on enforcement, but demonstrators here in Johnston County say the damage is already beyond repair.
We need to do better. We can do better. We must do better.
Activists say it's a vow to those no longer here to join them.
Alex Petty, Renee Good.
How do these demonstrations make a difference?
I don't expect miracles. I expect little steps forward, and that's what we're getting. So as long as we take a step forward, that's the best we can do.
In Clayton, Kirsten Clark, WRAL News.
And we reached out to Immigration and Customs Enforcement for a comment. So far, we're waiting to hear back. As the search for Nancy Guthrie enters day 8, her church in Arizona is offering up prayers for her safe return. Guthrie has been a member of St. Andrew's Presbyterian Church in Tucson for decades. The congregation today prayed for her safe return and guidance for the authorities in her search. Investigators were back at Guthrie's home this afternoon. In a ransom note that has not been verified by authorities, there's a demand for $6 million in Bitcoin by tomorrow. In return, that note claims Guthrie would be released. Authorities say the decision to pay that ransom is left up to the Guthrie family. New here at 6, the ACC has fined UNC $50,000 for the court storming incident that happened after last night's Battle of the Blues matchup. The league says the team violated its event security policy. Duke University says a staff member was injured during that court storming. That person was treated and is recovering tonight. UNC says it's reviewed video from the incident and found that it followed all of its policies. They consider the matter closed. Well, the countdown is officially on to the kickoff for Super Bowl 60. The New England Patriots will face the Seattle Seahawks now in less than 30 minutes. WRAL's Heidi Kirk joins us live now from downtown Raleigh, where hundreds of people are going to be flocking to watch this game. Heidi, this is a night that restaurants and bars prepare for all year long.
Well, Eric, you got that right. In fact, here at the Brass Tap in downtown Raleigh, this is a night that they look forward to all year long. Go ahead and walk with me this way and check out some of the fans who are so excited. We got a table full of Seahawks fans right here. They are pumped. And that is the energy that you were feeling all throughout the bar here. And of course, here at the Brass Tap, they have been preparing for this night all year long. Once again, if you look behind the bar here, you'll see some of the staff members that are just gearing up for tonight's game, welcoming all of these people here into the bar. Now, they say they are expecting an extra big turnout this year, especially because there has been that ice and snow the last couple weekends. People want to get out and about. They're certainly excited about it. Now, we spoke with the general manager tonight. He says that initial rush is what they have to get through.
We expect to have a full house, and we had good practice last night with the Duke Carolina game. And so mainly it's just trying to get that initial rush when everybody comes in, sits down, everybody orders food at once. So it's a struggle trying to get the first group out. And then it's just maintenance after that. So once we get over that initial hump, we're good.
Now, lots of bars and restaurants are offering deals for the Super Bowl. Here at the Brass Tap, they have $1 wings. We've seen lots of people out here enjoying those so far this evening. Now, whether you're a Seahawks fan or a Patriots fan, they say they don't discriminate here. We've got a mix of both in this room. We'll be standing by all night long. Heidi Kirk, WRAL News, live in downtown Raleigh.
All right, it's day 2 of the Olympics, and the drama is heating up out there on the snow. 9 days after rupturing her ACL in a crash in Switzerland, Lindsey Vonn has crashed again, this time in the women's downhill final. Doctors say she broke her left leg, which is the same side she injured her knee on. The 41-year-old looked confident entering the run, but ended things violently after about 15 seconds as she was bumped off balance and clipped a gate. She had to be airlifted off the mountain. Officials say she underwent surgery and is recovering. Despite Vonn's upsetting injury, Team USA came out on top in women's downhill. Breezy Johnson won gold, the first gold medal of her career, and the first medal awarded to the United States in the 2026 Winter Olympics. New within just the last hour and a half, Team USA won its second gold medal of the Games in the figure skating team event. Ilya Malinin secured the win with his men's free performance. This makes up the American figure skating team the first to win back-to-back gold medals in the event. Well, up ahead, DMV hours reduced, while the department, facing sharp criticism over its customer service, is opening an hour later in the mornings beginning tomorrow. And also ahead, Dean Dome debate, the conversation over the future of the beloved but aging UNC basketball venue. Now here's Chris and Renee with a look at what we're working on for tomorrow morning.
Elizabeth will track what temperatures will feel like when you head out the door, and Ken will monitor the morning commute.
Plus, a simple ATM deposit turns into a $10,000 nightmare. How 5 on your side's Keely Arthur fixed the problem and what anyone who uses an ATM should know.
We'll get your work week started beginning at 4:30 a.m.
Yeah, as everybody knows at this point, Carolina's Smith Center was rocking last night. But the future of the 40-year-old venue is at the center of a debate that is splitting some fans and the administration. Some want to keep the Smith Center at its current location on campus and renovate the building, keeping the history and tradition of that site alive. Some are eyeing the proposed Carolina North campus for a completely new build that could bring in more money and more modern amenities. Tar Heels are choosing sides here. A decision was expected by the end of 2025, but that timeline has been delayed by a strong opposition to a move. Chancellor Lee Roberts said there is no perfect solution to this arena dilemma. For more on the Dean Dome debate, you can see our latest reporting at WRAL.com. The NCDMV will no longer offer extended early morning hours beginning tomorrow. It's a setback to an already strained system where customers experience long wait times or challenges even making an appointment to get seen. WRAL's Laura Levine breaks down a new effort to help streamline the process.
If you plan to head to the DMV as soon as the doors open, you'll have to wait even longer. Officials say the exhaustion of federal funding is now slashing more hours at 90 driver license offices across the state. These offices have opened at 7 a.m. instead of the standard 8 a.m. to provide additional customer service time and help address elevated demand.
Somebody told me that if I go to the smaller cities, I can get it done. So I'd have to drive all the way to Lewisburg.
Customers like Stephen Adaby says every minute counts. He traveled from Raleigh to Lewisburg and still had challenges trying to renew his license.
And I still spent close to 4 to 5 hours before I got concluded,
4 to 5 hours?
Yes.
Wow. According to its website, appointments can now be made up to 7 days in advance instead of letting people book a time slot up to 90 days ahead of time. The shorter window could give the DMV more flexibility to better manage demand and direct customers to offices that might have more capacity.
That would be nice. That would help a lot.
Unfortunately, we're already seeing an issue with this new schedule. Here on the DMV's website, where you go to log on and schedule an appointment, several of the locations across the state showing no availability. We checked in the triangle in places like Raleigh, Durham, and Cary that show that we do not have any availability at this moment.
Under this new system, the DMV is making the same number of appointments per day as it has in the past. The good news here, new appointments are available at midnight each weekday, with exceptions to holidays. Laura Levine, WRAL News in Raleigh.
A one ray of hope here. The DMV will open the second of 4 new driver's license offices tomorrow. It'll be in Leland and Brunswick County. The office will provide service only for walk-in customers at first. Appointment scheduling will begin in March. Commercial driver's license and motorcycle skills testing will not be provided. 2 additional offices are scheduled to open later this year, one in Fuquay-Varina and a location to be determined in Cabarrus County. Well, some good news. If you end up stuck in one of those long lines that we've been seeing outside the DMV, Grant, you might not need as heavy of a coat here going forward. We got a warm-up coming.
That's right. Tuesday and Wednesday are those best days. I think Tuesday morning we'll still have drier conditions by the afternoon, maybe some rain, but it will be warmer both days in the 60s, which we're looking forward to. What's something new that we're tracking? Watching the end of the week with the precip chances, there's already been talk on social, and I've seen comments about it. We are still too far out to know the exact timing of that system, but we could see maybe a rain-snow mix at times. But it looks like mainly rain into next weekend. That's, again, as of latest forecast model guidance. We'll keep you updated on that throughout the week. Of course, Elizabeth and Chris will have another update in the morning. For now, though, a frigid night. We dropped to the teens and 20s overnight, then warming up, reaching the 60s both Tuesday and Wednesday. Looking forward to that because it's been quite cold. Here's a view from Raleigh right now. We have those clouds that continue to move out. A beautiful sunset this evening. Those colors are gorgeous in the distance. If you're enjoying the Super Bowl, you want to do it inside. It's going to be cold. Temperatures in the 20s through this evening with clearer skies compared to what we've seen throughout the day. It was cloudy throughout the day with a chance to see a couple of flurries, but that surface has been so dry that even if you saw snow on radar, it likely never hit the ground. Lows tonight dropped to the teens and 20s, 19 in Raleigh, 22 Fayetteville, 15 Rocky Mount, 14 in Roxborough. Still very cold, so make sure you have the big coat stepping out the door tomorrow morning, maybe some gloves. But by around 11 a.m., we're around the freezing mark at this point. And then by 3 o'clock in the afternoon, mid to upper 40s, maybe some spots at around 50. Looking forward to even that small warm up. And then by the evening, mid 30s, we'll start to see a bit more cloud cover. But overall, again, warmer tomorrow and even warmer by Tuesday. This upper level high builds in. Talked about this yesterday. We'll stay mostly dry through the first part of the day on Wednesday until a bit of rain moves in with our next front. Highs will push to the 60s. You can see we're in the 60s on both Tuesday and Wednesday. We're going to be trending around 10 degrees above average. That's a big change from like 10 degrees below average or 20 degrees below average. Now by Thursday and Friday, we're closer to average. And with that, it's going to be behind the cold front. That brings a chance for rain on Wednesday. Right now, looking at a 30% rain chance. It's been trending a little bit higher, so may bump that up for our late newscasts. And then watching the end of the week. I know you see the question mark there. It's too early to tell the exact path of that system. We could see some wintry precip depending on how deep the cold air mass that moves in and where that low tracks. It's been all over the place across all of our forecast models, so we're just keeping a close eye on that, just giving you a heads up for it. We're not ready to call exactly what we'll see then right now. But for now, cold overnight, then enjoy the warmer temperatures. 60s on Tuesday and Wednesday. We're then closer to average for the end of the week with increasing precip chances. Could have a good chance for rain next weekend. I've been bumping up those pops as well. So, yeah, going to be cold overnight, though. Teens and 20s again.
Oof, Grant, thank you very much. All right, I know stepping out last night after work, coming into work today, Pat, all anybody wants to talk about is that game last night in Chapel Hill.
Yeah,
crazy.
Just an absolute instant classic. Feels like they're probably still celebrating, to your point. So I'll tell you what last night's win over Duke means for Seth Trimble's legacy and Hubert Davis's job security, plus the fallout from that court storm.
And if you see breaking news, have a story tip, or shoot video or pictures of our weather, please report it to us. Go to WRAL.com/report it to send your video, pictures, or tip to our news team. We'll be right back.
College sports is changing, but this rivalry stays the same. Wow. What a game. An instant classic between Duke and UNC. The Blue Devils led the entire game until they didn't.
Boozer switches onto him. Dixon the kick. Trimble! Got it! And Carolina wins it!
Seth Trimble hitting the go-ahead three with 0.4 seconds left on the clock, leading to not one, but two court storms. In a game all about freshman phenoms, in a sport where NIL carries more weight than NCAA, it's the senior cemented in the history books. Trimble entered the portal after his sophomore season, but ultimately decided Carolina is where he belonged, where he wanted to leave his legacy. Now, I've been lucky to get to know Seth and his family over his 4 years here. Couldn't have happened to a better kid.
Seth, how you feeling right now, man? You've been here 4 years, been through a lot, and you get this moment. Yeah. You can't write it any better.
Nah, I'm high off of it, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. You dream of stuff like this as a kid. You dream of stuff like this even as a grown man before you go to sleep, and man, I never would have thought that would have been me at the end of the game, and it's just crazy to put myself into some history books like that.
Hubert Davis getting his redemption arc as well. Now, I was hard on Hubert after the California road trip. Now, it wasn't just for 2 games, though, 3 if you count SMU. It was for almost 5 years of recurring issues and underperformance. Now, this win doesn't take all that away, but a win over Duke really cools the hot seat.
It's great ammunition for me to let them know what it looks like, what perseverance looks like, what toughness looks like, what staying and sticking together looks like. Great examples of all that for these guys that we can pull from, cling to, lean on to allow us to reach our full potential as a team, and really happy for them.
Victory, the agony of defeat. John Shire said staff members got punched in the face and his family feared for their safety during the court storm. So the ACC has fined UNC $50,000 for violating the conference's event security policy. AD Bubba Cunningham apologized to Duke after the game. Duke said a staff member was treated and is recovering. UNC said they accepted the fine. Duke-UNC rematch in Durham, March 7th. NC State and snowy Blacksburg taking on Virginia Tech. Zoe Brooks playing inspired in the pink Play for K uniforms. The steal, the finish. She had 25 points. So did Khalil Pierre. State gets its first win in Blacksburg since 2022, 82-62 the final. Courtney Banghart ready for the Super Bowl, rocking the Drake May jersey at Wake Forest. This game was about the two Nylas. Nyla Harris, 19 points, down low, basket in the foul. Tied a career high for her, bested only by the freshman Nyla Brooks. She had a career high 21. UNC wins 84-56. Good day for all of our women's teams. Duke women hosting SMU, and Toby Fournier has to be in the conversation for ACC Player of the Year. She nearly beats the Mustangs by herself. 26 points, only missed 4 shots. Duke wins big, 95-36. And Eric, we are just minutes away here from the start of the Super Bowl. The two Drakes, Drake Thomas versus Drake May. I like the Seahawks in a close, low-scoring game, 24-13.
Now, Pat, we are just minutes away from seeing how that one plays out. Pat, thank you so much here. And thank you for joining us here tonight. Have a great evening, everybody. Stay tuned for the Super Bowl coming up on WRAL.